Okay guys, so this is the appointment updates. So I have a planner here so I don't forget anything. So I found out I miscarried on Thursday, June 17th, and I had the D&C on the 18th of June, and then I had my follow-up appointment on the 29th. Excuse me, the 28th? 29th. Oh, I can't even think. The 29th of June. And so yeah, let's see. So my follow-up appointment was with the doctor that did my D&C, and I kind of feel like I'm out of frame. I hope I'm not. So we went in there. We were in there maybe 5 minutes before he's like, okay. He looked at my file. He's like, okay, well, everything came back normal. I'm sending you to the specialist at Hospital L. We're gonna call it Hospital L. And I sat there and I was like, you know, you're not gonna answer any questions. You know, I have questions. He's like, and then he's like, okay, well, we're sending you here to a genetics counseling specialist, and so they can do further testing. And I'm like, okay. I was like, that doesn't give me anything. I was like, I want to know what happened with this pregnancy. Was there any tissue sent off, so that way we can get, you know, some results. And he's like, he goes, let me look. So he's like flipping through, and he's like, yeah, tissue was sent off, everything came back normal. Which, that right there sent up a red flag, because the day that I miscarried, or the day that he did the D&C, he told my husband and my mom that no tissue was sent off because, you know, no tissue was viable. The baby was too small, and the sac was, you know, was big, but the baby was too small, and there wasn't enough baby to send off. That was one story he gave. Now here we are, the 29th, he's giving the story that he sent off tissue and it came back normal. Then when I have an appointment with my midwife, which I'll go further into, they told me that there was no tissue sent off because there was no baby in there. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is really pissing me off. I'm sorry for this language, but it's really irking me. No doctors are upfront with me with none of my miscarriages. They say one thing, but it's another. I don't want anything sugar-coated. You need to sit down and tell me. If you don't think I'm educated enough, break it down to real people's terms, quote-unquote real people's terms. Don't use all that big, you know, the big words and all that if you think that I don't know what you're talking about. So it just really frustrated me. So he's like, I'm sending you to Hospital L, to this specialist, and we'll get more, you know, testing done and stuff like that. He goes, and I was just frustrated by this time. I was so angry. I had tears already like building up in my eyes, and then I was like, you know, I just don't understand this. I just don't understand why this keeps happening and this and that. And he's like, well, first off, all women should know that just because you get pregnant doesn't mean you'll carry it to term. Excuse me, he told me, he threw out a statistic out there, 50% of all pregnancies will end up in miscarriage. And I'm like, okay, that still is not an answer for what happened. I told him it took me 5 years to get pregnant this time. 5 years. That baby was well worth planned for. Well planned for 5 years. And he's like, and I told him, I was like, about my previous 2 miscarriages. I'm like, this is just frustrating. Doctors are not being clear with me on what's happening. I want the doctors to actually sit there. I was like, if I have to, I'll get a lawyer and I'll have somebody be a mediator or something. I was like, I really need to know what's going on. I really hate that doctors think that they can, you know, sugarcoat things. So it really frustrated me. And he's like, I don't know why you're getting all worked up. He's like, I don't know why women, he told me this. He goes, I don't know why women get too attached to a pregnancy. Oh, that really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. My husband's sitting next to me, and he started rubbing my leg because he's like, he knew I just wanted to grab something and chug it at his head, because I was like, oh, you know, how do you say that? So I was like, okay, fine, we'll go to the specialists and stuff like that. So after we left there, I called this hospital and I asked them if they had any specialists. Another hospital, Hospital D, to see if they had any specialists for genetic counseling and stuff like that, and they told me they did, and it was right behind the hospital, which we're like, good, something is going our way, because that is the original hospital we wanted to deliver at. But because this pregnancy was a surprise, it was planned for, but it was a surprise pregnancy because we did not know we were going to get pregnant then. And we're like, okay, breather, it's gonna happen, that's the hospital we want. And since, you know, again, like I was saying, since pregnancy happened sooner than we thought, because we actually didn't think that we were gonna conceive in May. We didn't think so. We didn't think we were gonna get a positive pregnancy test in May. So we ended up just like, you know, I'm big in my Catholic faith, and I'm like, okay, this is a Catholic hospital. The hospital we were going to deliver this pregnancy at, Hospital M. Sorry, I'm throwing all these analogies out there. But that was a hospital that we were going to deliver at in this Catholic setting. So that's one big thing that we wanted. Hold on one second, let me check it. Not too bad, it's 6 minutes. So my husband and I went to lunch because I was hungry and I still wasn't released. I was still to be bed rest. I'm still supposed to be bed resting or taking it very easy right now. Not driving, no strenuous things, not even standing for long periods of time. But I told my husband, I was like, I just really need to get out of the house, because if not, I'm gonna go crazy. So from the hospital D, they gave me a number to call for the genetics counseling center. So I called, left a message, and by 2 o'clock the appointment scheduler called me and went over some things, and he's like, yeah, we will take your case and everything like that. I just need you to get a referral. So we're like, okay, good. Referral, that's it. Okay, that's easy peasy. So we're set on that we were going to do that. Now that all happened on June 29th. So I had my follow-up appointment with my midwife on July 6th. When I went in there, they checked my weight, they checked my iron count, they had me provide a urine sample, because every time we go, my first initial visit with them, they told me every time we come to an appointment, we need to take a urine sample. So they checked that and everything, and went in the room. She just took the speculum, or she did like not really a pap smear, just speculum. She wanted to see how the cervix was. She said the cervix is closed, and my uterus was back to normal size and stuff like that. And she had told me, well, okay, what did Dr. M tell you? And I told her, I was like, well, he's sending me to Hospital L for genetics counseling, but I actually was thinking about going to Hospital D. And then she's like, oh, I haven't heard anything about Hospital D. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're really good, but I can tell you now, we have worked with Hospital D on, or Hospital M, or, oh my God, Hospital L. You know what, I'll call Hospital L Lutheran. We worked with Lutheran Hospital. And they have been great. We work with them for genetics counseling. They have a great genetics counseling program and stuff like that. So she gave it, and I trust her, and I told her, I was like, okay, good. I was like, well, then fine, I'll stay with them. Hold on one second. Okay, so I'm just going to do a part 2 real quick.